For the art room, Mrs. D has purchased some really nice watercolor sets. So you'll see here that all these vibrant colors and this really nice watercolor set. I've organized them where you have warm colors and your cool colors, okay? So again, if we remember our color, warm colors are like the sun, cool colors are like the ocean and the land. And if you mix these two, you get brown. So that's why I've kept them separate here, okay? These we really need to take care of because there's 700 students in the school and we don't want to junk them up. This often happens where there's lots of colors mixed together, and it's not fun if you were to sit down and try and paint something and you get a tray that's all junked up. So to use these, we're going to talk about how to paint with watercolors. The first thing is you need water, so you're going to have some water, and you want to wake up your paints. So what I do is I just put a little bit of water. I'm just going to dab some water onto the top of the colors that I want to use. And that's going to wake up my paint, okay? Now the next thing is if I go to paint, I can get a little water off my brush if I need to. And I only want to use the tip of my brush, okay? We're just going to keep it on the toes. Let's call the tip of our brush the toes. And you can gently wiggle till it starts to pick up some color. You'll see the color on your brush. And then you can paint. That's plenty of paint. Again, if you need to pick up some more, just on the tip, and it's plenty of paint, okay? You can always let that dry and add more color to it. Again, if I see you mashing your brush like this, I will take the paint. That is not painting. That's ruining my brush. You can see how it's kind of flaying out. So when you paint with watercolor, you just use the very tip of your brush, and look, that's plenty of color. You're not going to get any more by grinding your brush. And again, these have to stay nice. So if I see you grinding and not using the tip of your brush, I will take the paints. So just a little tip, and there you go. Now at this time we can talk about some fun watercolor techniques. If you have a square, and one is to put wet, so water down like so. And what you can do is then take a little of your paint, again on the tip, and you'll see that it disperses on its own. So this is called wet on wet. Again, if I want to take a new color, and they can then mix together on their own. But so again, it's a fun way to do some watercoloring. The other thing, if we go back over here, after these kind of sit for a little bit, you can just take water and blend them together, like so. And again, I'm just using the very tip of my brush. So that's another idea with watercolors. So again, I want to keep these very nice. You shouldn't have these soaked in water. They're very, very quality watercolors, so the pigment's very good. You don't need to pick up a lot of paint because the paint's so concentrated. So have fun with these.